Ural Thomas, it's such a pleasure seeing you again. We were here just last year. Seems like just yesterday you and I were talking about you were about to be inducted into the Oregon Music Hall of Fame as an R&B artist, and now the honor is for Artist of the Year.
Wow. I'm so blessed.
How does that feel?
I just feel really blessed and privileged to be honored in such a way. People and music has always been my life. So I can't do anything but just say thank you and thank the people.
Thank you for being you.
Oh, thank you.
That's definitely part of it. Mm-hmm. For those who need an introduction to your never-ending wonderful spirit, how did music find you, and how did you find music?
Well, I was blessed in that way too. My mother, she was very musical, and she played in the church. She played guitar in the church, even as a baby. They 7 nights a week, in the church, and there was certain things that we couldn't do, but I didn't know the difference. I just loved it all. So there would be people standing up, testifying and singing praise and giving the musical blessings. How the Spirit takes over in the church. Well, it just took over me. I was just laying there, even as a baby. I don't remember everything, but I remember the feelings of a joy that I had as I grew into the music, and I started just being a part of the church. And from there, I just kind of shifted into what I loved about, after I met so many people, that it just turned into just a musical affair, and that's my whole life.
A lot of people find their first inspiration in a church setting, playing, singing, that kind of thing.
Yes.
You were already performing doo-wop on Portland street corners.
Yes.
As a teen.
Yes.
No fears, huh?
No fears. Oh, I loved it.
What streets do you remember playing, doing the doo-wop?
We did out on Sandy Boulevard. We would be singing down the streets, and sometimes we'd end up places I could never tell you they were, and I wouldn't even know how to get there. But I did a lot of stuff around my home base, like the parks and the street corners around the parks, neighborhoods. One of the guys' mother worked every day, so we sang outside on the streets on the hot days in front of the house. We met people passing by, and they'd stop and they'd just listen to us, and it was like magic, because you get your true inspiration from people that enjoy listening to you. And a lot of the people would stop, they were on their way to work. That was all places up and down Martin Luther King, but it used to be called Union Avenue. Mm-hmm. And at that particular time, people would pass by. We get to meet numbers of people, and so.
I wanted to have you go back to when you established yourself nationally and you appeared at the famed Apollo Club in Harlem, opening up for Stevie Wonder, Otis Redding, the Rolling Stones. I mean, what a gift that you gave to the people that came to see them.
Yes.
No semi-retirement or full retirement for you. It seems you've been coaxed back into the spotlight time and time again. And then last year, back into the recording studio for the first time in how many years?
I was kind of set back, from the business side of the music, because I would offer in there a joy of just enjoyment. I had no clue of the business end of it until I actually started getting involved in recording.
And this was your band, Ural, Thomas and the Pain. Last year you released the latest album on the Tender Loving Empire label.
Yes.
The well-received and aptly titled The Right Time. And Ural, there's never any wrong time for you, it seems. You advise up-and-comers to build muscles for music, saying, and I'm going to quote you on this if I can, if you care about what you're doing, you need to build those muscles and do the work. Don't get discouraged. Do it for love. Even if you're digging ditches, do it with passion.
Yes.
What a wonderful lesson to be learned.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's such a blessing, too.
It's just sound advice to all of us on this planet, no matter what we're doing. So no stopping you on anything. What's next? A vacation?
No, we're actually working on a new album right now. And we haven't even decided the name. But we have some wonderful new stuff. It's absolutely different from what we just done with Tender Love. So we're going to also be with Tender Loving Empire on this next album. And we're preparing to have it ready by March. So, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be one of our better projects. It's kind of telling people that we're all headed in the same direction. We're going to become changed, like the Bible says. You be ready for change in your life, and never ever say you're too old to do anything, because I just don't believe that we're supposed to just give up. I think we're supposed to be an inspiration to people older and younger, and tell them all that this is your life. Every moment we share, everything that we do when we first wake up is the beginning of our lives. And that there is no ending unless we make it. You know, that's how I feel.
You're the poster child for that very lesson. You are, Ural. It's such an honor and a pleasure to speak with you again as you're inducted into the Oregon Music Hall of Fame as Artist of the Year.
Oh, thank you.
When you heard that, what were your first thoughts?
I was thinking, ooh-wee. I couldn't say it any better. It's just such a pleasure. All these things have happened to me in the later part of my life. I was planning on doing things out of my home and sharing my life and my knowledge and helping people to clear their minds for the way that we're headed. There's going to be some real changes in the world, and most people are getting too tied up in politics, because I think that we're all supposed to be together, Republican and Democrat. There shouldn't be a division. So I think my job, and all those that really care, our job is to bring people together and help to clean up the world. There's no limits to what we can do if we're together.
I am so glad that I've spent this time with you and hearing your words. It just really is encouraging. Thank you, Ural.
Thank you. I thank you.